Hello, and welcome to Big Orbit Games unboxing video of the new Weiss Schwarz release, Sword Art Online 2 Volume 2. My name is Simon and I'll be opening the boosters today. So this is an extra booster for Sword Art Online 2. It's got cards mostly from the Alfenheim part of the series, but also a couple of cards from Gunblade as well snuck in there. This is an extra booster, so there's not too many boosters in the box, as you can see, and there's also only there's 6 cards per booster, 4 normal and then 2 parallel hollows as well, which is quite cool, quite interesting. So you can effectively foil out this collection. Also to note, there's only 36 different cards in the set, so it's not a huge set really, and it's definitely one that is just designed to boost any Sword Arts decks you've already got. There's no way you could build a feasible, fully functioning deck, I don't think, from just using these. And also, just to add to this, I do play Weiss Schwarz. I know how to play. I've got a Cancoli deck, but I'm not big up on Sword Art, so a lot of this is what I'm going to go through. It's just going to be my general opinion of the cards as we see them. So we'll start on here. So this is a level 2 1-cost card, Innocent and Uninhibited Yuki. So 5,000 power, 2 abilities, continuous assist, all your characters in front of the card get plus X, power X is 500 multiplied by the character's level. An act, pay 1, choose one of your avatars on net characters, and it gets plus 1,500 power until the end of turn. So good supporter for the back rows. Obviously it's a level 2, so it's going to be a bit of a late game play, but then hopefully you've got 2s in front of you, or potentially even 3s to give them really nice power boosts. We then have the Battle Stance Silica, another level 2, 2 costs, but this time in red. 9,500 power, which is quite high power for a level 2. 2 abilities, auto, put a character from your hand into the waiting room as a cost. When this card is placed on stage from hand, if you do not, put this card into your waiting room. So there's your little downside. Not only do you have to pay 2 stock, you have to ditch a card as well. And auto, when this card is placed on stage from your waiting room, if you have another character with Peanut in its card name, this card gets the following ability till end of turn. Auto, when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may choose an avatar or net or dragon character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So there's a nice upside to it as well, and you can sort of combo off from herself as well. Challenging Many, Kirito. So this is a level 1 blue card, 0 cost with a backup. So backup is 1,500, which is slightly higher than its own power level. And also, when this card is placed on stage from hand, choose one of your other avatar or net characters and it gets plus 1,000 power until the end of turn. So it's like a mini backup as well, if played during your own turn. So the 4th card is always a rare in the boosters. So here we have Memories That Were Fun, Yuki. So this is one of the level 3s from the set. It's a 2 cost, 10,000 power, 2 big abilities. So first one, when this card is placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card of the deck. If it's an avatar or net character, it gets the following ability until the end of turn. Auto, when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put that character into your opponent's clock. That is a powerful ability. And then auto, when this card attacks, each player puts the top card of his or her deck into their waiting room. If the level of the card put into your waiting room with this effect is higher than the level of the card put into your opponent's waiting room, with the effect, you may put the top card of your deck into your stock. Climax is at 0s. So that's an interesting one as well. You've got potential to fill up your stock on top of what you're gaining from doing the attack as well. Of course, it might require a little bit of sort of like tampering with your deck to introduce a slightly higher level, which is a little bit risky, but still interesting rewards for doing it. And like I said, there's 2 hollow cards also in each pack. So here we have Cait, Sith, Archer, Sinon. Like I said, this oh, sorry, yeah, so this is Alfenheim, but there are some Gunblade stuff in there. So she's a level 2, 1 cost, 3,000 power, and continuous during your opponent's turn, all your other characters get plus 1,500 power, so there's a lot of power boosts being thrown around in this set. And auto, put a card from your hand into the waiting room when this card is placed on stage from hand. To look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 avatar or net character from amongst them, reveal it, put it in your hand and put the rest into your waiting room. So it does a little bit of searching from the top of the deck, maybe help you set up one of your character combos or something. And then we have Sooner Joins a Party. So level 1 in yellow, 4,500 power, and continuous if you have another character with Yuki or Sleeping Knights in its name, this card gets plus 1,500. So just a nice simple character with a buff for having some of its supporters around. So here we have Cait, Sith, Archer, Sinon, as I said. Oh, sorry. So yeah. So there we go. That's your 2 different versions there. That's quite nice. Different artwork. Looking very shiny as well. Then we have the Childhood Asuna. So this is a level 0. I think it's the first 0 we've seen. 0 cost, 4,000 power. Auto at the beginning of your Encore step, put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. And if it was a level 0 or lower, put this card into your waiting room. So it's a bit of a downside to having such a powerful level 0, really. But again, I'm sure there's multiple ways to make use of it. Here we have the Sleeping Knights. I'm going to butcher this name, I'm sorry. Suni and Techi. I'm so sorry if I've got this horribly wrong. I've only ever read the manga, I've never watched it. So, level 2, cost 2, 8,000 power. Continuous, if you have a card named Asuna joins a party in Sleeping Knights Yuki, this card gets -1 level 1 in your hand, so potentially a level 1 card. That's nice. And also, when this card attacks, if you have Braves of 27th floor in your climax area, choose it to one avatar or net character in your waiting room, put it into stock, and this card gets plus 1,500 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So the power buff does carry through. Don't forget that if you're running it. Our rare is the Brains of the Party, Yui. So level 0, cost 0, continuous if the number of cards in your hand is 6 or more, she gets plus 1,500 power. Again, a nice, simple, potentially quite powerful level 0 plonk down on the field. Then we have Providing Information Yui as one of our first of the 2 hollows. So level 1, cost of 0, 2,500 power, assist all of your characters in front get plus 500. And auto, this ability activates up to 2 times per turn. When another of your characters with Kirito or Asuna in its name is placed on stage from hand, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom of the deck. So nice little bit of deck altering there, maybe to set yourself up for whether or not you want soul triggers, etc. And we have Fluffy on the Head, Silica. So level 1, cost of 0, 3,000 power. Auto, put a card from your hand into the waiting room, and this card is placed on stage from hand. You can pay that cost to choose a character in your waiting room with Silica or Peanut and in its name and return it to your hand. That's quite nice. And then auto is a change effect. Pay 3 and put a card from your hand into your waiting room and put this card into your waiting room. So you're dropping 2 for this. At the beginning of your climax phase, you can pay that cost to choose a card named Battle Stance Silica in your waiting room and put it on the stage position this card was on. I really like the change effects. My Kankali deck is based around the blue changes because I really like the ability. It makes it very interesting to run, and you can sort of like sneak out level 2s and above a bit earlier than you really should in the game, which is, I find, always a very useful thing to do. So, on to the next pack. We have Asuna and Yuki, level 2, cost of 1, 7,000 power. 2 abilities, the card gets plus 1,500 power for each marker underneath this card. How do we get markers? Well, auto, when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you can choose an avatar or net character in your waiting room and put it face down underneath this card as a marker. There's quite a good ability. You can easily get up to some quite high numbers there, you know, competing against level 3s with ease. Downside being, of course, if it does get reversed, you're losing all that progress you did make. In the face of death, Kirito and Sinon. So like I said, there's some gunblade cards in here. So level 2, cost of 1, 4,500 power. It's a continuous assist. All of your level 3 or higher characters in front of this card get plus 2,000 power. That's a buff you don't see very often, which is a level 3 only buff. And auto, when this card is placed on stage from hand, draw a card, choose a card in hand, put it into your waiting room. So a little bit of filtering there as well. So you're getting 2 nice effects, which isn't bad for something that really you're only going to be dropping down late game anyway. Oh, the first climax we've seen. So this one is the Demise of Zekken. So it's got a soul trigger and a bounce trigger, and all your characters get plus 1k and plus 1 soul. And then our rare is Sword Skill Law Yuki. So level 0, cost 0, 1,000 power. I really like this card. So continuous, all of your other avatar and net characters get plus 500 power. Fairly standard assist ability there. And then auto, pay 4 and put a card from your hand into your waiting room and put this card into your memory. So big cost there already, full stock. You'll see what it does. When another of your Vestige of an Elder Sister Suna attacks, you can pay that cost. If you do, put 11 cards from the top of your deck into your waiting room and deal X damage to your opponent. X is the number of soul trigger icons revealed among those cards. So yeah, you're going to mill through yourself really quickly doing this, and Vestige of Elder Sister Suna is a level 3. But you can just punch out so much damage to your opponent using this little combo. And again, unfortunately, the stock cost's quite high, but again, you just run some of the climaxes that generate stock for you, and a couple of other cards that can generate additional stock. and every time they attack, you can just punch through so much damage and mill through your opponent's deck as well. It's one of my favourite cards in the set. We have Skill Connect Kirito. So level 2, cost 1, 7,500 power. Auto pay 1 when a card named Quest to Get Excalibur is placed on the climax. If this is in centre stage, you can pay the cost. If you do, all of your characters get plus 3,000 power until end of turn. No, nice little global buff there. And auto shuffle your deck. When this card's battle opponent becomes reverse, you can pay the cost of shuffling your deck. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a Skill Connect Kirito, stand this card. So obviously the idea being, if you've used some of the top deck manipulation cards that exist, unfortunately you're going to lose those, so you can't line this ability up, which is a real shame. I get what they're doing, they're trying to not make it too powerful, but still, it's a shame. And again, the whole shuffling is if you have multiple out every time you attack, if the Skill Connect Kirito was on top, you've effectively got infinite attacks in a way, obviously triggers aside, but yeah, so that's sort of why that one does that. And then we have Sleeping Knights, Tolkien and Nori and Jun. So level 0, cost 0, 1,500 power. 2 abilities, continuous. Your other character in the middle position of the center stage with Yuki in its card name gets +1 level and plus 1,000 power. And Brainstorm, pay 1, rest 2 of your characters, reveal 4 cards from top of the deck as always, put them to the waiting room, and for each climax, search your deck for an avatar or net character, reveal it, put it into your hand. That's quite a good brainstorm to have. Pay 1, rest your back row, backstage, and then just go and get whatever you need for whatever combo you need. So yeah, that's a very useful one to have. As I said, this set, you really do need to be mixing it in with the original Sword Art stuff to get the most value out of it. But there are some good combos within it as well. So we have Restful Stroll Asuna here. So level 0, cost 0, 500 power. Continuous during your turn, your other characters in the middle position of the center stage get plus 500 power. And auto bond Innocent and Uninhibited Yuki. So pay 1, and then you can do the bond. So it allows you to choose a card named Innocent and Uninhibited Yuki in the waiting room and return it to hand. Yuki's Raised Antenna. So level 0, cost 0, 500 power. Continuous, all of your other Asuna joins a party, get plus 500 power, and encore put a character from hand to the waiting room. And then funny enough, it bonds with Asuna joins a party. So like I said, there's lots of single interaction combos here, and you can see this one, the last two that we've seen of, precise to cards that are within this set. We have, as our rare, the Vestige of an Elder Sister Asuna, which is the one we saw in the combo that I love earlier. So it's a level 3, cost of 2, 10,000 power. Auto, when it's placed in stage from hand, you may put the top card of your clock to the waiting room, so heal 1. And then auto memory. Pay 1 and put a card from your hand into your waiting room. This ability activates up to 1 time per turn. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, if you have Sword Skill Lore Yuki in your memory, you can pay that cost to deal a damage to your opponent. So, like as before, the card that my favourite card, the Sword Skill Yuki, they combo well together. It's just glorious. We have Challenging Many Kirito here. So level 1, cost 0, backup, and as you saw before, it's got the +1k and obviously the 1,500 backup. As you can see, it's the alternate art, so hence the parallel. And we have Sinister Glint Death Gun. So level 0, cost 0, 2,000 power. And he's got Act Brainstorm, pay 1 to reveal the top 4 cards, and for each climax, choose it to one of your opponent's level 0 or lower target characters and put them into their waiting room. So he does work very well with the death cards from the Sword Art Online 2. So very good for continuing on that sort of that target combo setup. It's good to see support for like older stuff in a newer set. It's always nice to see that. We have Providing Information Ewing. Level 1, cost 0, 2,500 power. Assist, all of your characters in front get plus 500. And auto, this ability activates up to 2 times per turn. When another of your characters with Kirito or Asuna in its name is placed on stage from hand, look at the top card of your deck and put it on top of the bottom. Simple as. Sleeping Knights Yuki. So level 0, cost 0, 1,000 power. Continuous, all of your other avatar or net characters get plus 500 power. And Act Rest this card, choose one of your characters with a Sooner or Sleeping Knights in its name, and it gets plus 500 power until end of turn. Nice and simple buff. We have Quest to get Excalibur, the climax mentioned earlier. So it's got a Soul Trigger and Gate, I believe it's called. You can choose the climax in the waiting room and return it to hand. And it's plus 1000 and plus 1 soul. We have Trusted Skills, Lisbeth as our rare. So level 1, cost 0, 4000 power. Continuous, this card gets plus 500 power for each of your other avatar or net characters. And then Auto Accelerate. Put the top card of your deck into your clock. At the beginning of your climax phase, you can pay that cost, and if you do until end of turn, this card gets plus 1 level and the following ability. Auto, when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may choose an avatar or net character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So that's a really cool accelerate ability. Obviously you have to damage yourself to do this, but as it's level 1, that might help you inch towards getting to level 2 as well. So, you know, benefits everywhere. Restful Stroll, Asuna, and SAO Survivor, Kirito. Yes, I did say it out that way. Level 0, cost 0, 1000 power. Auto, put this card into your waiting room. When another of your characters is put into your waiting room from the stage of this card's backstage, you can pay that cost to return the character to its previous stage at rest. And then rest this card to choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 1000 power until end of turn. And I'm slightly jealous of this card because Kenkali have something very similar, but you don't have that cool rest to gain power as well. So, and again, that's a plus 1000 power boost as well. So, yeah. So down to the last booster now. Like I said, there aren't many in the CB. So we have Impico Yuki, so level 1, cost 1, backup of 1500, and when you use its backup, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or the bottom. So just a nice bit of sorting out for your following turns. Berserk Healer Asuna, level 2, cost of 1, 7000 power. Continuous, it gets plus 500 power for each of your other avatar or net characters, so potentially a 9k level 2. And when it attacks, if a card named Demise of Zekken is in your climax area, this card gets plus 4000 power and plus 1 soul until end of turn. Can't complain at that, can you, for a climax combo? Don't think many cards are going to be standing up to that. We have Time Limit Leafer, level 1, cost of 0, 2000 power. Continuous, all of your other characters get plus 500 power. Pay 2 and rest the card to search your deck for up to 1 avatar or net character with each opponent put to hand. So again, good at setting up for combos and stuff. We have Zekken Yuki, level 1, cost 0, 4000 power. Auto, when this card is placed on stage from hand, this card gets plus X power till the end of turn. X is 500 multiplied by the number of avatar or net characters you have, so probably 2000 power added there. Auto, pay 1, put a card from your hand into your waiting room. When this card attacks, if a card named Mother's Rosario is in your climax area, you may pay the cost to search your deck for up to 2 avatar or net characters, reveal them, put to hand, shuffle the deck, and this card gets plus 1 level until the end of your opponent's next turn. So yeah, that's quite an interesting one with the Zekken there. So we have the In the Face of Death as our Parallel Hollow, and our last Parallel Hollow was a climax, and it was the Mother's Rosario. Cool. So this one is a treasure, so goes to hand, put the top card of the deck into stock, and then plus 1000 and plus 1 soul to wherever you want. So there you go, that's everything from the Sword Art Online 2 Volume 2 extra booster box. Like I said, not many packs, not many cards in there to go through. This set is great if you're looking to expand your Sword Art decks already. Some of them continue on a theme, some of them you might want to rebuild your deck around some of the new combos, but this set is definitely for those who are already invested in Sword Art. You wouldn't want to start here. This is not for a new player or beginning player, this set. This is definitely just for those who are already playing Sword Art Online. But overall, I like it. There's some really cool stuff in here, and I like that every card's available in a Parallel Hollow. That's it's a really nice touch, and it's one of my favourite parts about card games is getting the extra shiny versions, not just having only SPs accessible, but having these cool hollows as well. So there we go. That was everything that was in my box. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. Apart from that, remember to like and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.